Welcome to TakeOne, episode 6 for Cuckoo News. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in whichever part of the world. This is Shujan Dotto reporting for Cuckoo News. We have a very special guest today, and many of you know him, but I will let him introduce himself. Garga Chatterjee. Garga, as far as I know, has been a brilliant student all his life, and he now is the president of Bangla Pokkho, the General Secretary of Bangla Pokkho. Garga, can you please tell us your transition from being a brilliant academic to being a political spokesperson?
I'm still an academic. I don't know whether it's brilliant or not. I was born in Kolkata, and I belong to a Ghoti family from Hooghly district.
I am a Ghoti.
Okay, Bolawar. And then I did my class 10, class 12 from at one point of time what was a very aspirational Anglo-Bengali school, South Point, where you had Bangla as first language, but you studied in English medium. So in a way it almost represented the aspiration of that class, right?
Which year is this you're talking of?
So 97 was my Madhyamik, 99 was my higher secondary. And then I got into the Calcutta Medical College. It was 99, the same year. I graduated in medicine. Then I did my PhD at Harvard, which was 2006 to 2011-ish.
What was your thesis?
My thesis was on face. So the broad topic was, of course, cognition, brain and behavior. And particularly it would be about face recognition, how the human brain processes faces, and when you have disorders of processing of the face, how does it express, and there are various nitty-gritties to it. From 2011 to 2014, I was a postdoctoral fellow at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT.
Please speak up. The voice needs to be recorded.
At the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And then, of course, I had to come back to my motherland, Bengal. So I came back and joined as an assistant professor at the Indian Statistical Institute, where I established an experimental lab to work on the brain and matters of brain and behavior. So that's...
in MIT?
No, in the ISI.
In the ISI?
Indian Statistical Institute.
Which department?
It's a psychology research unit.
You will have to really please speak up.
It's the psychology research unit. Okay.
Okay.
And there I've started what's called the Ghilu lab. Ghilu in Bangla would mean cortex, right? The grey matter. So which looks over higher, so-called higher functions of the brain. And so so that's where I've been academically, and I'm still a worker at the ISI. But so
you are a professor in ISI.
That's what I am.
What do you teach?
I teach cognitive science. I teach psychology. That's what I teach. I teach students of MTech. I teach students of B-Stat. And of course, I also teach PhD students.
B-Stat means Bachelor of Statistics. Yes.
And also I have PhD students who train under me to get their PhD, something I did at one point of time.
Right.
So yeah. So that was my trajectory sort of before Bangla Pokkho.
Explain the transition.
Well, it's a transition as far as, let's say, explicit organizing in the open is concerned. But if you think about thoughts or ideas or worldviews that are of course always the basis of an action, those have stayed with me for, I wouldn't say for as long as I remember, but from a very young age. In a sense, I have been politically a Bengali, and
Culturally too.
that's obviously, but politically a Bengali, and only with time that when I learned more about the structure of the Indian Union and the federal system,
the federalistic nature of the Indian Union, yes.
or the fake federal nature of the Indian Union, as
Okay.
I would see it, and also the really abysmal state of Bengalis in West Bengal and in India for no fault of their own, but for being a victim of serial imperial occupations almost, which has not ended till this day. Hence, these things were brimming, and I used to write a lot in various newspapers about these things. Okay, all of these issues. So I would, but at one point of time, what I realized that just by writing and being a talking head on TV, which I also was for years, it just wasn't doing it. It was making my face famous probably, but that wasn't the point. If you are a communist, of course you have an address where to go to. Okay, you go to a communist party, whatever. If you are in Bengal, a Mamata Banerjee fan, you would go to, there's an address. You go to a Trinamool office or whatever, and then sign up or whatever. If you are Congressite in that sort of ideology, you know where to go. If you are basically an Hindi imperialist, okay, you know where to go to sort of a BJP office, okay. But if you were, and as I developed in thought and also theory, from various readings also of reality, not only, but by readings I don't only mean books and tomes. So we realized that I basically was a Bengali nationalist.
Right.
And then where do you go? Well, there's no place to go, but Mark Zuckerberg had created a place to go.
Can you correct that to saying a Bengali internationalist?
Nationalism is the basis of any internationalist engagement. So you have to be a child of your mother first before you are a child of the neighborhood. You know. So the order is very clear. So in fact, it is nationalism and whose sole real basis in the world is language and ethnicity, is what forms the basis of your first self-understanding that you are a human being who's equal in rights and in every other way to any other human being in the world. And then, as I was saying, Mark Zuckerberg now provided this whole space where you could write about it, and then some other person would write a comment on it, and then we soon saw that there was, though this thing didn't have an address, it did have people, lots of people who coalesced around this idea, who similar, if you had put them in my place here in this interview, they would also tell you about their trajectories. So we sort of continued this online, sharing each other's stuff, liking each other's stuff, commenting on each other's stuff for about a year or two. And then we thought, okay, let's get down and get busy, and hence we formed Bangla Pokkho, which calls itself the National Organization of Bengalis in India, and our aim is basically federalism in India and state autonomy, internal autonomy. By that, of course, I mean internal autonomy of West Bengal, and by autonomy, I also mean ownership of resources, right of regulation of, who gets in, who gets out, etc. So the whole gamut. Something what a Swiss canton, for example, would have in its hand. Something.
A very good example to cite. Yes.
Yeah, or something which even a U.S. state would have. Even they are basically of the same language, which means that it's quite admirable that the deeper sense of state rights they have. We are
in a Swiss canton, people speak in French and German and in English.
That's not what I had in mind when I give the example of the Swiss canton, in the sense that, for example, if you want to be a Swiss citizen, okay, you apply for a Swiss citizen. There is, of course, federal citizenship. Okay, so the Swiss government decides, okay, Shujan, you are okay, so we'll let you in and make you a Swiss citizen. But then you have to be accepted by a canton, because as all federal governments are,
right.
As all federal governments are, and as we look, we look up to various leaders in India. For example, N.T. Rama Rao, the great leader of the Telugu people, had said that Delhi does not own an inch of land. It's a very famous line, right? So even in Switzerland, the cantons are the ones which actually own the land, not this federal entity. The federal entity is really like a table, where these, the shareholders or the stakeholders, if you will, sit. But, the table is not the party.
Right. It's a buffet.
It's a buffet, and the people who have organized the party decide what's on the buffet. Okay, how many plates will be there on the buffet, and everything on the buffet has to be something that that everybody enjoys, and for things that we particularly enjoy, we can have it at home.
Right. Now we turn to the headlines of the day. This is the Statesman today. And I found this report in the Statesman particularly enlightening because the report quotes Mamata Banerjee accurately. It says that there is excess water flowing in from Bhutan and Sikkim. And then she adds, how long we already bear the brunt of water flowing from Bihar, Jharkhand and Uttar Pradesh. How much more can Bengal endure? So what do you say to that?
So we are a lower riparian land, okay? So of course water will flow. Okay, so let's first of all be not complaining about terrain. Okay, that is not under human intervention. What of course is under human intervention as a member state of the Indian Union is that do we have the means to deal with this? Okay, so if you look at this news item where she also talks about announcing 5 lakh relief, okay, which apparently sounds great. I mean, 5 lakhs is not enough, but it's something. So even if we take this as a microcosm of various things affecting us, and vis-a-vis as the General Secretary of Bangla Pokkho, we have a few things to say. First of all, why is this not, let's pursue the logic, why is this not 20 lakhs? Because you would say, well, we don't have that kind of money, that we don't have that kind of money where we could pay. Why is it not 1 crore for that matter? Because we don't have that kind of money, okay? why do you not have that kind of money? The answer could be that West Bengal, with all its mines, coal mines, and now petroleum mines, with its
deposits, yes.
They're actually digging it actively. I've been to the sites where not a single Bengali is employed. Of course, Bengalis are there.
I think you should ask the question while recording.
So is Bangla Pokkho going to be in the fray? Are you going to put up candidates in all the constituencies? Which would be looking at maybe winning an assembly seat.
So Bangla Pokkho hopes to one day have 295 MLAs in the West Bengal Assembly. Okay. What does that mean?
That's a precise figure.
What does that mean? Because that's the number of MLAs in the West Bengal Assembly. What it means is that we want every political party in West Bengal to basically take the Bangla Pokkho line as a given. For example, if you are an MLA or MP or any elected representative in India, you have to basically take an oath, right? For the unity and integrity of India and all of this. The PRO, the Representative People's Order, should have the text of it, right? So, of course, that's common to all of us as Indian citizens. But as a Bengali or somebody, I would say Bengali in West Bengal, it is the Bangla Pokkho Charter of Demands which has to be the starting point of politics in Bengal. So that's our aim, right? So what do we do? So what we do is, let me just kind of, if you will, so let's say this is our aim, right? So there's a nail somewhere here and there's a hammer here, and now don't take kind of communist illusion just because I said hammer.
No, we haven't included a sickle.
Right. So if our aim is to drive the nail in, let's say, but we see that the political climate of West Bengal, of course, these political parties are these hammers, and that's our aim, the nail to be driven in. The political parties are hammering away at these various places and far away from the nail. So there are two ways to do this then. Then you build a whole hand and then also be in that fray and then, do this. Or you basically give a strong twitch near the elbow. Okay? So that this existing structure of political parties which are populated by Bengalis, which are populated by sentiments of their own development, except that ideology often does not know its name, to basically direct it towards what should be its primary politics, which is true for everywhere. It's true for Karnataka, it's true for Tamil Nadu, it's true for Bihar, whose elections are coming up, where Chirag Paswan is saying Bihar first, Bihari first, and Tejoshri Jadhav is saying 100% domicile reservation.
And
this Prashant Kishore is also saying
that is the big news of the day, and this is from the Indian Express. Of course, there was that story about a lawyer throwing a shoe at the Chief Justice of India because
a terrorist. A terrorist.
Totally.
He's a terrorist. I mean, somebody who does that towards our CJI is a terrorist. He should be booked under
absolutely. But we were just talking about Bihar, and elections have been announced in two phases in Bihar, 6th and 11th of November. The results will be out on the 14th of November, which is it's less than a month. It's just about a month from now.
So, for example, I think Biharis should decide.
So do you think a lot of people from Calcutta will go to Bihar and vote?
A lot of people of Bihar who are in Calcutta will go to vote in Bihar. A lot of people of Calcutta. So, we should get the terminology right. So they are not of Bengal, of Calcutta. And on that question, let me tell you two things. So, how many of these people are there in West Bengal? What's a guess? So recently,
I have no idea. Can you tell us?
yeah, I can tell you, and I haven't gone counting them. People who are in the business of keeping track of them have done this. So first of all, let's understand Bengal is a huge net in migration state. Okay, contrary to Calcutta-based middle class Bengali census of what it is. So how much? Pretty staggering. Recently, in the West Bengal Assembly, the Minister of Labour, Molay Ghatok, he presented data for, of course, for the organized sector. Where else will you get data? And where he mentioned that there were 22 lakh people of Bengalis, who are in other states working. That's a huge number. And 1 crore 20 lakh from other states doing this in West Bengal, and we are talking only about the organized sector. Of course, that we know is primarily from Bihar, Jharkhand, UP, and Rajasthan, but he did not give breakups. He probably doesn't have them, but that's only the organized sector. We have a corroboration of that from the Union government's economic survey by the EAC. It's by the EAC or the RBI, whoever does it, the day before the budget, whoever. But doesn't matter. It's that document I'm talking about.
The RBI.
The RBI, yeah. So that's
the economic survey.
Yeah, that's just the pre-budget one.
Yeah.
Where this year they have mentioned that West Bengal is among the top 3 employment destination states, and West Bengal is not among the top 3 migration source states. So that also tells you the same story. Howrah district, by the way, ranks second among all districts in India as a migration destination for jobs. In India, okay, which
আপনার বাড়ি হাওড়াতে না? আদি বাড়ি?
No, Hooghly. But which is also similarly affected. But we in Bangla we have a slogan which we say Banglaয় কাজ আছে, বাঙালির কাজ নেই, which means Bengal has jobs, just that Bengalis don't have them. But Ashok Jadhav, who is a MP, who's a Bihari MP of Bihar, he recently visited Asansol as part of Bihar Divas celebrations being done by BJP all over West Bengal. It's very interesting that this Bihar Day celebrates the separation of Bihar from the erstwhile Bengal province, which is great, I have no problems with that. In fact, Rajendra Prasad famously said Bihar for Biharis, and I'm totally for that sentiment, except that it's also Bengal for Bengalis too. But, and also because the background of that movement also had Bengalis being called termites and stuff like that. Which is I'll come to this. So which is also something which you hear even now. Amit Shah recently came and said the same thing. It's the same word. Dimak is the word probably they use. What I'm trying to say is, so he said Ashok Jadhav sitting in Asansol with Ognimitra Pal, who's a BJP woman leader in West Bengal and was an MLA from Asansol at one point of time. He said he thanks, and he became a Bihari first rather than a BJP first at that point of time, Ashok Jadhav. In that meeting he actually said that I thank the people of West Bengal for providing livelihood to, here's the number, 2 crore Biharis. It's in the same Bihar Day celebrations in the Bihar More of Bagdogra area near Shiliguri, where a very militant crowd of 5,000 people were chanting Ek Bihari Shop Pe Bhari, Joy Bihar, Joy Bihar. I wonder if there were similar 5,000 crowd in UP or Bihar of Bengalis shouting Joy Bangla. What would the result be? But those are your numbers, so that's another thing.
We have had this very engaging discussion with Garga. It is not the first, it is not the last. We hope Garga will be available with us for future discussions on the news of the day while he continues to pursue his principle. Garga, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you again, and this was great because I don't get to speak about these issues in English that much nowadays. I used to do that a lot earlier, and of course I like the fact that Cuckoo News is trying to put out what at this time might appear like a heterodox force or voice, but we hope to be the mainstream of the mainstream one day.
Thank you so much.
Same here.
Thank you. Thank you.